Good morning, children. Welcome to your English class. Today, we will read about the second part of the Cyclops. So earlier, I have told you that Ulysses and his men were sailing in the ocean. They lost their way, and after 2 weeks, they found an island. On the island, they met Cyclops. The Cyclops trapped them in a cave, and he ate two men. So Ulysses thought of a plan, and the next day, when the Cyclops went out, he made out his plan, and when he returned, the Ulysses gave him some wine to drink and tried to be friend with him, and Cyclops asked, "What is your name?" So when the Cyclops asked Ulysses his name, Ulysses, instead of telling his real name, told that his name is Nobody. And then he poured some more wine for the Ulysses. Now the Cyclops started laughing on Ulysses' name. He said that your name is very funny, and after drinking a lot of wine, he fell asleep. Meanwhile, Ulysses had picked up an iron pole and he had sharpened the end point of the iron pole. That iron pole he heated in the fire, and then tiptoeing towards the giant, that means he quietly moved towards the Cyclops, and then he put that heated rod in his eye and plucked out his eye. The Cyclops roared out in pain. Everyone on the island rushed to see what was wrong. "Nobody has hurt me," cried the Cyclops. "Nobody poked my eye out and I can't see." "If nobody has hurt you, then stop crying like a baby," said the other giants, walking away. The now blind and furious Cyclops rolled away the rock. He waited for the Greeks to come out, but Ulysses had already planned their escape. So, when the Cyclops' eye was plucked out by Ulysses, the Cyclops started crying in pain. And when he cried out in pain, everybody on the island, the other Cyclops were also there. So they rushed towards him, they ran towards him to ask what has happened. So when they came and asked what happened, so Cyclops started crying and said that nobody has hurt me, nobody has poked my eye out. Now I cannot see. So here the Cyclops want to say that there's a person whose name is Nobody, that person has hurt me. But the others understood that nobody has done anything to him. He is crying like that only. So they said that if nobody has hurt you, then stop crying like a baby, and then they walked away. Now there is no one to help Cyclops. So the Cyclops is now blind and he is very furious, he is very angry, and then to save his life he moved away the rock from the entrance of the cave, and then he waited that the Greeks now will come out, and when the Greeks will come out he will catch them. But Ulysses was very intelligent. He already had made his plan to save his life. He made his men tie three rams of the flock together with ropes they found on the floor of the cave. To the middle of the tree, one of the Greeks suspended himself. As they passed, the giant felt the animals' backs and sides, but never thought of their bellies. So all the men escaped. Ulysses was the last one to pass. When they were a few paces away from the caravan, Ulysses and his men released themselves from their rams and ran to their boats. So, so the men, they tied three male sheep together with ropes. They were having sheep, so he tied three male sheep together with the ropes, and under the bellies of those three sheep, he one of the Greek suspended, that means he hanged himself. Now the because why they did this, because Cyclops was standing at the entrance of the gate, so that whenever the Greeks will try to come out, he will catch them. But Ulysses has made a plan. He tied three males together, three male sheep together, and under the bellies of those sheep he suspended one single Greek man. So when they passed through the cave door, the giant, the Cyclops, started touching the animals' backs and their sides, but he had never thought of their bellies, the stomach side. So in this way, Ulysses and his men escaped and they saved their lives from Cyclops. And when everybody has left, Ulysses was the last one because he cared about his men more than his own life. Now, when they were a few distance away from their cavern is the that fleet of sheep, the group of ships that was there in which they have to sail back to their home. So when they were far away, a little bit distance far away from their ships, so Ulysses and his men, they released themselves from those sheep and then they ran towards their boats, and in this way they saved their lives with the intelligence of Ulysses. This chapter has been completed. Hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you very much.